I want people to look at your Wabash visor you're wearing and notice that sweat ring all over that sucker. That's that's a coach that's still running, is what that is.
Right. That's
so,
right.
He still understands what's going on.
Sometimes I just get that sweaty just watching, but that's definitely from running.
Yeah, that looks like it's from running. Okay, so I had a specific question here for a young man out of Denver, Iowa, named Tanner. He's a freshman running cross country. I think he's run low 17s already, and I mean he's going to be pretty good. And this is really, he and his dad and I were talking about pacing and stuff. Now we're moving into the race, and for high school kids, most high school guys across the United States, that's 5K. The first mile, pacing for a high school kid, that's running 17:30.
Are you asking me what the phenomenon is, or what?
I don't want the phenomenon, because I don't think a lot of kids, I think they're going out either too easy or too hard.
Most 17-minute high school 5K runners will go out in low fives. And when I say low fives, I'm talking under 5:15, between 5 and 5:15.
So they're slowing down more than 20 seconds per mile.
Absolutely. They'll usually go about 5:15, 5:25, 5:50. If you look back in history at distance events, every world record has been a negative split above 800.
So a kid goes out in 5:10, then he runs 5:25, then he runs 5:50 for this 17 flat. What is your instructions to a kid running the 5K?
My advice would be and cross country it's a little bit hard because courses vary so much, but say everything's in the environment is the same, meaning the weather's the same, the course is the same. I would take your PR, find out what your average pace is, and in this example it's probably about 5:35 for a mid-17, low 17 guy. And I would challenge you to go out in the first 2 miles on that average pace. So if it's 5:30, that's what you go out in.
You go out 5:30, 11 minutes. The first mile, you're way in the back.
Yeah, you're absolutely.
You look like you're dying.
But keep in mind, it's not who crosses the mile marker first, it's who crosses the 5K marker first.
Okay.
And so I would challenge you to be strong and consistent through mile 2.
Yep.
The idea is that you get to that 2-mile marker and you're going to be like, wow, I feel...
You're starting to pass guys because guys are dying from running the first mile too hard.
Yeah, you're slowly making your way through the field. And the physiological side of it is that you're going to feel your best at 2 miles because you haven't maximized your physical effort yet.
Yep.
The psychological side of that is, you're not last in the race, but you're not first in the race, so you're somewhere middle of the pack, and you're slowly passing people. And whether you want to admit it or not, that encouragement of that competition where you're slowly working past people is motivating.
Right.
And so you get to 2, and then it's basically like, how many more people can I run down from here to the finish? And my best guess is 9 times out of 10, if you do that's going to be a PR day for you.
Okay.
And then you do the same thing. So say that 17:25 guy is now 16:55.
Okay.
Okay. My average pace would be, so now I'm going to go out in 5:28, a little bit faster. I'm going to hold it for a little bit longer, and I'm going to finish strong. So then now I'm at 16:40.
Yeah.
And you continue that process, and that's how you understand how a distance race unravels or develops. If you look at any championship race, whether it's on the track or in cross country, rarely does the guy that goes straight to the front hold on and win.
Right.
Sometimes it does, but it's usually a slow pace early, and they let the race come to them, and then they finish very, very strong.
And when you're saying, okay, you take that average pace, or you don't take the average pace, you take it minus a little bit. I think people need to understand minus a little bit doesn't mean 10 or 15 seconds. Minus a little bit maybe means 2 to 5.
Yeah, 5 sec. You can check off 5 seconds for adrenaline, excitement, but at the same time, if you're wanting to be the best runner you can be, you need to stay composed and understand what your limitations currently are. I'm not saying limit yourself by any means, but give yourself the best chance to have your best performance in a realistic fashion on that day. I mean, if you're a 17:30 guy, the odds of you running 15:30 are pretty slim. Especially if you've been honest throughout the season and you've been working hard and you've had honest race efforts. You know, if you're a legitimate 17-minute guy or 17:30 guy, become a student of the sport, and particularly become a student of the 5K race, and understand you just kind of let that race come to you, and you can easily do that by saying, oh man, if I slow down a little bit and I don't get so exhausted early, I'm going to be able to finish well. And my challenge to any high school runner is to understand those types of races. And I think you'll have a lot of success, because we see it here every year. Young guys come in and they'll run 5 flat for that first mile, and their PR in high school was 16:40.
Yeah.
And what that means is that's about a 5:20, 5:25 average.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you're at 5, that means you're going to go basically 5, 5:25, 5:50.
Yeah. That's
not a very good last mile. And
you're training yourself or racing yourself to get slower, which doesn't make any sense.
Right. So my biggest piece of advice is to go out a little bit slower than what you might originally anticipate.